Personal log. It's 3:46 p.m. Still Thursday, the 23rd of April, 2026. We were at Sea Roseman, California, just going over a film that just finished, and I always keep forgetting that the damn ending of this film, special bulletin that came out in the early 80s on the NBC network. It was just as shocking and as hard to deal with as the day after. We were still in the midst of the Cold War and getting to the end of it. We didn't even realize it, but nuclear attacks, nuclear explosions, they were all hard to deal with when they talked about attacks like that happening on the homeland, in the United States. We always had drills growing up as a kid. Cold War was prevalent. And we keep hearing that Russia was trying to invade another country. They were having a long war with Czechoslovakia, had that one over. And then they were going after Afghanistan and screwed that one up. But always the threat of nuclear war or a nuclear explosion still scared the hell out of people. There's one thing hearing about dirty bombs or neutron bombs or even a superhydrogen bomb. We heard about that, saw films. It rattled our cages, but when Hollywood gets involved, when Hollywood starts to get into it to continue the fear and paranoia, with skillful, careful screen crafting, a lot of scripts being redrafted, rewritten, based off of books or premises, they can build upon a country's imaginations and reinforce fear and terror if really allowed. And trust me, this was going as it was, scaring the crap out of us. I was trying to make a compare and contrast to some other disaster films I saw concerning about asteroids hitting the sky, and I could look at that as science fiction, no problem at all. But I was trying to compare it also to the special bulletin, which was dealing with nuclear terrorism in Charleston Harbor, which practically destroyed a lot of Charleston and had ashfall scattered. How the emotional impacts, how the people were being impacted left and right. It was another thing that scared the shit out of on that one. But the other thing that actually would scare the shit out of me even worse than a theatrical, which would still give a nightmare to me at that point, is when you would have an earthquake that practically shakes the living foundation from you and threaten to collapse on your ass, as earthquakes have done to other people in the past. When a 94 quake hit, I was watching it. It was happening in real time. January 17th, Martin Luther King birthday on a Monday, I think, at 4:30 in the morning, 1994. Other people can say it's a day that will live in infamy because they would look at it as they would quote it because of an attack happened in 1941, but the earthquake in itself was a major nightmare. I thought Sylmar would have hit, and I forgot what the dates for that one was, but I know it hit in 1971. It scared the hell out of me. I was in an apartment at the time, and that was scary enough. But 94 down the road, give it a few decades, and I'm an old young man, and seeing places that I used to go to getting thrashed, getting faces of the buildings collapsed. having an entire apartment complex squish out a deck or two with compaction, or seeing a street in flames with water all around it because gas mains were blowing their top off and just bellowing up flame, and water could not douse it no matter how much the hydrants were leaking or broken and the water mains all over the place, but they couldn't douse out, they couldn't turn off the gas. Not for hours or almost days, it seemed. And the house we were in, we were lucky and blessed the damn thing didn't collapse all around us. Just portions of the ground that broke leach lines, septic tank screwed up, foundation bent. It would have been red tagged because people would have considered it unlivable, but it was livable. We had a landlord that helped us out trying to keep the thing alive and working. I'm grateful to the guy. Rich. He was a contractor. Had his own business. We had lumber and we had other tools on our property. We had some of Rich's clients trying to get on our property to steal stuff from us. That wasn't going to happen with me and my family. And I hadn't bothered to get rid of that damn thing left and right. I just, every once in a while, I'll see a film of it and I'll feel it. And I said before, Hollywood's got a way of screwing things up with a person. You get the special effects just right. You get the tension written in a format, in a way that would bring the audience up close to the situation through it, and then the after effects, you're left to rattle as hell, and you don't know what the hell you're feeling after that. I didn't know what the hell I was feeling after that. It wasn't a satisfying conclusion, but it was a conclusion that you had to live through. So when it came out for the day after, when that film came out, and that gave me nightmares because of the damn nuclear explosions, the mushroom clouds. It's one thing seeing it in textbooks or different films, but when they made it theatrical on television, my God. It scared the fuck out of me. I said the F-bomb. It did scare the hell out of me. How was I not supposed to be scared? Because I was looking at something that was going to be happening here. I mean, it was a fictional, but it could happen. It was one thing watching about it on Twilight Zone episodes back in the 60s. Black and white. You'd think that would scare the hell out of people. But back then it probably did. But then again, I grew up under that kind of era watching it as a rerun left and right, and it didn't affect me until I saw some of the newer stuff coming out. But also coming close to it. Now that's the thing that the older generation had over me. They lived through the October days when we came close of going head to head with Russia. When we had a nuclear base, temporary as it is, to launch missiles at America. And how everybody panicked and freaked and went nuts on themselves. So how the hell was I supposed to be able to feel about it? I did. I hated it, every second of it. It was scary. Scary times. But it's almost reminded me of the stuff that we almost come close to. Russia wanted to use nukes, but they weren't going to use nukes on Ukraine. We're worried about China doing nukes. We're worried about North Korea doing nukes. I'm also more worried about the United States doing nukes when it shouldn't have in the first place. or at any time, or any point, or any reason. Don't do the damn nukes. Because that always scared the hell out of me and told me that we were seriously going into World War III and not coming out of it. I kept joking and I kept making stories and faces about this one, but I kept trying to do the bravado. I'm telling people I'm going to face it. I'm going to face it. Yeah, that damn thing's going to be faced right, and then I'm going to be terrified as hell. Because now I got to deal with the reality of it. I got to deal with the reality that the rest of the world, the rest of the nuclear club, is not going to start threatening on everybody just because Trump's going to go nuts at this point. It's bad enough I'm watching old movies from the 80s that would scare the shit out of me, even as a young age and an adult. It's the story of it. Not the special effects, but the story that haul your ass through it and then make you feel like the shit's going to happen. And then come back to reality of what's happening in politics right now. And that even still scares the crap out of me. How is it not supposed to scare the crap out of me? I'm watching fictional shit that's scaring the shit out of me as it is. It's fictional. It's fantasy. It shouldn't happen. But it's based on a fucking reality. On elements of a reality. That's the thing I'm identifying more and more with these days. We are in for it. And it scares me that we're going down a pathway I don't know how the hell we're going to get out of. That we have a commander-in-chief that's so into himself with his damn delusions that he's got everybody else that he's hired into his cabal, whatever you call it, regime. He's about to kill us. For what, Prophet? For his namesake? For his fucking ego? It was bad enough we had enough ego as it is during the actual Cold War. We're still not out of it yet. Because we still have the nukes, even Asian as they are, they're still dangerous. It's one thing if we happen to use nuclear power for explosion. Okay, I can understand that. Maybe. We can use nuclear power, maybe fusion or something to power engines to blast them into space. Hopefully not a moon to go into cosmos while the Earth kicks itself in the ass. I'm scared, okay? I'm scared, I'm worried, I'm freaked. And I question to myself, how am I not supposed to be? How am I not supposed to be about this one? I know, it was just a movie. You don't get it. You look at it and say, well, it didn't happen, and it won't happen. You watch the film, and the what if is still lingering. You have to read, you have to look in between what they're showing. On some occasions, there are a lot of things my brain's been identifying markers one way or another. Maybe I've seen and watched too many damn shows that the brain's gone crazy on that one, but I don't care. It still scares the shit out of me that we could be put ourselves into dangerous zones, and I don't know how the hell we're going to be able to get out of it. Okay. I've got to get up out of my dead butt here and share and see if we got stuff coming through here. Through shipping. Yeah. I'm going nuts. That being said,